ついて傷ついて全て失っちまっても染まっちゃならねえそれこそが Justice for breaking the law breaking the world 壊せ切り裂けてんだね for breaking the rule 俺ら遺産が懐かない波乱分子さ振り上げろ握り拳を俺たちはそうさ俺たちがジャッジメントジャッジメントマジックは時計はしないおいで召しませお姫様毒のリンゴを食べて眠っちゃいそうな素直すぎる君がとても愛しい当たり前宝物さ地球は回り日は昇り君は微笑む素直に I love you 届けようきっと You love me 伝わるさ君に似合うガラスの靴を探そういつまでも深夜12時を過ぎたって僕らのラブマジックは時計はしない意地の悪いまま母にも急な雨にも寂しい夜にもへこたれない君がやはり愛しい遠く離れて会えない日は星に願って夢で会おう明日は晴れるや一生 I love you 変わらないそうさ You love me 永遠さ君に似合うダイヤのリング渡そうこれから何千回つまずいてさらに何万回転んでも君のガラスの靴は脱げはしないみんな乗ってる今回の頃なんだってアイドルそうグループ名はマジマジ当たり前行こう宝物さ地球は回り日は昇り君は微笑む
And I just think I may have stopped my YouTube stream like an idiot. Hold on a second, let me, reopen that. Okay, no, we're good. I put it in a different window, anticipating this kind of stupidity from me. We're good! Alright! We can go into the other thing. And how's it going, Shade? How you doing, buddy? Okay, I just need to, real quick fix one thing. Right? I almost fucked it up. I almost did the dumb. This is why I separate my music for intro and, my YouTube stream with 2 different windows. But yeah, sorry, I overslept a little bit because I had to sleep in the afternoon because I wasn't really able to sleep much at all. It's been a little bit crazy. Fuck.
Whom do you fight? How very grim.
I guess we're starting off the night with Gaius. I'm sorry, what?
Its
There we go.
city-states are built on deceit, and its faith is an
Why is
instrument
everything all-
of deception. It is
Hello?
not but a cobweb of lies. To believe in Eorzea is to
Everything
believe
is so
in nothing.
scuffed right now.
In Eorzea,
I am
the beast
panicking.
tribes often summon gods to fight in their stead. Though
Okay, I
your
think we're good.
comrades only rarely
I think we're okay.
respond in
My
kind.
eyes are fucked again.
Which is strange,
Why?
is it not? Are the 12 otherwise
Ugh.
engaged?
Yes, the 12
I was
are
given to
otherwise engaged.
understand
They
were
they
your
fucked up my air
protectors.
conditioning, and that's why
If you
everything's all
truly
wonky
believe
today.
them your
Ow.
guardians, why
Thank
do
you for the
not
ducks.
repeat the
Much
trick
ow,
that served
appreciated,
you so
Shade.
well at Katsuno and claw them down? They will answer.
Okay.
So long as you
Yeah, I
ravish
just
them
woke
with
up like 5
crystals
minutes
and
ago.
gorge them on ether. Your gods are no different from those of the beasts.
Okay.
Icons, everyone.
Sorry,
Except but this,
I had to
and
do
you
all my
will
stream
see
prep
how
in like
Eorzea's
5
faith
minutes.
is bleeding the land
I'm
dry.
still kind of catching my
Nor
breath from
is
all
this
that.
unknown to your masters.
Yeah,
Which prompts the question.
I did a
Why do
stupid
they
thing that I
cling
only
to
have
these false
had to do
deities?
once
What
before
drives even men of
an interview
learning,
that I forgot that I had.
Even the great Wooey Swa to grovel
So, I
at
had to
their
eat,
feet. The
do
answer,
all
your
stream setup,
masters
right?
lack the strength
Breathe,
to do
obviously, so
otherwise.
that's 3 things
For
going
the
on right there,
word
right?
Of man to mean anything,
All 3 holes
man
of the
must
face
own the world.
occupied, right?
To this end, he hath
And then at the same time, I
ever
also have to
raise
do the
himself
typical
through
make sure
conflict,
I can sit for
to
3
grow
hours stuff,
rich
so
through conquest.
very
And when the
occupied
dust
before
of battle
stream. I think I
it is ever the
have
strong who dictate
quite
the
possibly
fate of the weak.
maxed out
Knowing this,
like
but a
multitasking for
single
the day.
path is
I will
open
not be
the
able to function.
impotent wooer, that of false
It was a little
worship,
stupid.
a path
I feel
which
like
leads to
the
innovation
mastery of
and
holes
death.
at this point
Only
is on
a
level
man
with
of power
the first guy
can
to stand in
rightly
front of a
steer
Gatling gun,
the course of
and quite possibly Lisa
civilization.
Ann.
And in this one
I know,
of
I'm hitting the high
creeping
scores here.
mendacity,
It's
that
terrifying.
Only truth will prove its salvation. Come,
And how's it going, Classics?
champion of Eorzea, face
Yeah, I had
me.
to
Your
I had to put
defeat
the
shall
entire
swerve
fucking Cliff Bar
as
down in
proof
like 2
of my
bites.
readiness to
Would not
rule.
suggest. That
It
shit
is
was painful.
only right that I should
Like,
take your
trying
realm.
to get the amount of
One
moisture to
among you
actually
has
eat
the
a
power
Cliff Bar
to
in 2
stop
bites.
me.
Not suggested. Practically fucking drowned myself. But yeah. Things have been chaotic today. The eyes are not a fan of my glasses, I don't think. It took me about 2 to 3 months when I had my 2.0 upgrade to get things working. Like, if I take off my glasses, chances are I can keep talking right now. It's going to be fine, right? Everything's going to be fine. My eyes aren't going to blink too much because the camera can see my face. But as soon as I put my glasses on, that's what's just going to go wild. That's when it's going to be like, oh, hey, you have a shadow on your face now because your glasses are so fucking thick because you can't fucking see shit. Well, that's just how today's going to be. They don't want to work. They never want to work. The eyes hate me. The eyes always hate me. I don't know why. But we're just going to try a couple of resets here. Reset my position as I'm sitting. And there we go. See, the problem is I take mine off, and then it just will not fucking like, work with me once I take the glasses and put them on. Also, I can't see anything past, like, 2 inches in front of my nose without my glasses. I'm pretty sure I'm at the threshold for being legally blind. It's not a good time. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. It's kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest. Yeah, let's see if I can get some music going, because fucking hell if I'm gonna be streaming in silence. I'm gonna risk doing some lo-fi shit, so YouTube won't slap me with like, oh hey, you're no longer allowed to do anything on stream because you played music. So let's go with this one. And hope it's all, all cool, all copacetic. Okay, we're gonna go live screen capture. Hopefully shit's gonna work now. And game capture, right? That's how that goes. And PowerWash Sim. If you can't tell, I'm a little stressed. Okay, we got the career. We're opening that. Yes, we're just gonna continue that. And there we go. Got the... Excuse me for a second. My arms are too fucking high. There we go. I think we're gonna be nice and just start off easy. We're gonna get the old-timey penny farthing bicycle. I'm sorry, what? Controller? What the fuck? Why is A backing out of shit? Okay, disconnect and reconnect. Fix this shit. Hi, I'm Wiley, and I have no intention of staying monetized because I like to curse. It's how I deal with stress. But okay. There we go. We got stuff working. And how's it going, Raina? How you doing? Yep, don't worry. Got it fixed. All you have to do sometimes is just unplug it, replug it. I find that tends to be a lot of issues with technology. And other non-safe for joking about on YouTube things. My god. They want me to use the small one on this all the way around, huh? Honestly, fair. I exactly get that feeling. It's kind of weird to say. I've been at home all day, but it didn't feel like being at home because home was a construction site today. And the day before. So I kind of didn't get sleep for like 3 days in a row. I tried. It did not work. I actually regret my choice with the penny farthing. The only good thing about a penny farthing is being able to say penny farthing. Fuck this thing. I hate it. It sucks. Whoever came up with this design, I know they're dead, but I hope it was a painful one. I hope it was like cholera or some shit. Because how dare this thing be this fucking spindly? Like this thing, just for reference, it's more spindly than some of my relatives, and some of my relatives are just straight up like, if you fucking put them on a crack in a floor, they will fall right through. That shit ain't okay. That shit ain't right. Granted, I'm not much better. For my height, I'm supposed to be somewhere around 175 for quote-unquote healthy weight, right? But for my stomach to not hate me, I need to be somewhere around 145. So according to my doctor, for health reasons, I need to be extremely fucking underweight. And the funny thing is, you expect someone who's extremely underweight to be a little on the weaker side, right? Yeah, no. Disproportional strength. I am, quite frankly, monstrous when it comes to strength to weight distribution. It's not okay. It's actually disturbing. And yes, I am probably the stoutest person in my immediate family. Like, the other side of my family, like, I guess they got the fat gene, let's just call it that. They are outright just, you know, they are hefty people. Let's put it that way. Trying to be nice about it. A lot of them could definitely do with the proper, you know, level of dieting, because I do get concerned for their health. Not to be mean about it, but there is a certain point where it's just like there's some weight that is just not healthy to have, and they got it. Which is unfortunate, because I do like my extended family, and it's kind of worrying to see that, you know, some of them probably are lowering their life expectancy. But then again, my side of the family with needing to be, like, chronically underweight for health reasons, probably also not living that long either. So, you know, I think both sides just kind of got fucked on the health thing there. And yeah, the strength is completely disproportionate, and that's kind of what happens with just the way how I grew up, having to basically be, like, part of the repairman toolkit, essentially. Like, my dad would have me just carrying all the heavy shit, because, like, his back would go out often, because he was an older father. So, from a young age, I was having to carry things that were, what the fuck? Why? Why you do this to me, Reina? But yeah, I would be carrying, like, my own body weight, or a little bit more, when I was, like, about 60 pounds. I'd be carrying bags that were, like, 60 pounds worth of weight. Or heavier. So, I basically was more or less a utility than a person for a good majority of my life. And, yeah, made me strong. Oh no. What are you doing? What are you planning? Don't do it, Reina. Don't do it. I will panic. You know this. God damn it. Why? And I am completely forgetting the name that popped up in kanji there. But yes, everyone who has received a gift sub from Reina, please do say thank you. Also, how the fuck am I supposed to clean this? Clean the front fork. Where the fuck? And I need to actually get out of the game real quick to be able to catch up with what was being said in chat a little bit. And yeah, I get the borderline diabetic thing, because I have diabetes on both sides of my family. Which is kind of weird, because only one person has, like, diabetes on one side of the family, but they are very closely related to me. But I think that's because they just didn't take care of themselves. So, them ending up with, like, type 1 diabetes at, like, age 45 was completely on them. And I would say I feel bad about it, but this is the one family member that I've talked about very openly not giving a shit about, because they're a terrible fucking person. So, yeah. Sorry for anyone who expected me to be a nicer person. Even I have a threshold. But yeah, because I have it on both sides of the family, regardless of how underweight I am, it is always a concern. And it's just not fun. And that is completely understandable. And let's be real, taking care of yourself is one of the hardest fucking things to do as an adult. Like, as a kid, right, it's easier to take care of yourself because you don't really have to do shit to make it happen. You know, just go outside, touch grass every once in a while. You'll be good. As an adult, you don't have the time. You know, just life gets hard. And it's understandable. Hell, I should probably be working out more because just the way how my back is, I need to constantly be like working on my core strength to just kind of even out that shit. And my spine just does not like me. I've actually broken it like twice, which is only really beat out by the fact that I've blown out my vocal cords 3 times, twice on stream. But yeah, it's taking care of oneself is kind of a hard thing to do. And it can be a vicious cycle. Let's be real. It's not easy. It's definitely not fun. And yeah, if you're working all the time, it just makes it that much harder. So it's like, you know, as long as you're doing what you can, you know, nothing really, you know, to blame, you know? It's just life. Life gets, you know, difficult. It gets in the way. And yes, sometimes you have to choose between being rested and getting healthy, and it's a thing that happens. Honestly, sometimes the rest is better for you than working out, because if you push yourself into exhaustion, you just stay in a state of burnout. And that just doesn't really help, you know? And I mean, I could do a workout with Wiley's section. I have done a thing, like, in 3 months, I dropped 1/4 of my body weight once just because I decided, you know what, it's time to get back in shape, and I don't give a shit about, you know, being a sane person, so I'm gonna do this as fast as possible. I restricted myself to 1,000 calories a day. I did a 2-hour workout with, with weights for my weight training stuff because I was doing bodybuilding at the same time, and every morning I would do 2 sets of 25 reps each, back arches or back lifts. I don't know what the exercise is called actually. Sit-ups, leg lifts, and what other ones were there? Jumping jacks to get a little bit of cardio in, and squats. And then I would do 2 sets of those at night as well, just to make sure that I would have everything kind of evened out throughout the day. It would be an even set of 100. Just, it was a lot. And, let me catch up with what's going on. See, if you want, I can try to help with figuring out what you can and can't do for what would be the most efficient workout. Because, fun fact, my dad has his hobby, aside from working on cars and just doing handyman stuff, he was a bodybuilder. That's just what he did. He was the kind of guy that, like, he tried to find basically immortality. He was that kind of guy. And, yeah, I know a lot about working out, like, all the different muscle groups and everything, so if you need help, like, coming up with something, like, designing a way to just, you know, have a decent workout routine that doesn't incur any injury, I'm more than willing to help out. And glad to hear you're getting the CPAP machine there, Caboose. Always good to get that, the sleep stuff in order, because, yeah, the stuff you need that machine for, not a fun time. And fair enough, if you want, I can always, you know, do stuff where it's like get on call, and like, hell, if we all want to do it, like a call in Discord, just voice call everyone working out at the same time, we can all just, you know, do it that way. You know, just voice call, everyone do their thing, you know, kind of just get the encouragement going. If you need that for just like X amount of time, probably something that can be done, because I think, like, what is it? According to psychology, I remember this from my courses, it's about like 28 days that you need to do something before it becomes a habit. So, you know, just do that. So that could be a thing. And yeah, easy enough. We can also, you know, during like queue times, have you do some like minor workout stuff in between, you know, dungeons. That's actually how I used to do stuff. Is like when I was first getting back into just getting my knee joints in shape, because I fucked up my knees really bad, like throughout my entire life. Because in high school, I was one of like, I want to say this was around like 2010, so this was just when like free running, or you know, as some people call it, parkour, was getting into fashion. I started doing that, so I took a lot of shock damage to my joints. I am basically just, everything is running bone on bone at this point. It's kind of rough. Everything clicks, especially after my car accident. I'm basically just one calcified mass. It's not fun. But yeah, I can definitely help out with stuff. And yeah, if, like 20 days can also be a thing. Like, I think it's 28 as an average. And fair enough, Raina. I will see you when you get back. Yes. Not necessarily a great thing to have to be bonded over, though. Car accidents are not a fun thing. And yeah, sleep apnea, Caboose, that is incredibly genetic. I think I have it in my family, but also because Jewish, I just have a lot of sinus problems as it is, so I can't breathe half the time anyways. Because of the amount of dust in my house from the construction, I am having to stop speaking every so much just to be able to breathe in through my mouth, because my nose is kind of fucked. And fair enough, yeah, cutting out soda definitely helps. I would suggest replacing it with tea or coffee. Coffee especially, because that helps actually reduce, like, hunger. So, that's definitely a thing. Also, I hope that did not come through on stream. I had to clear my nose a little bit. Because, my god, I want to be able to breathe normally. Like, I am at the point where it's just like, you know what? I don't need a nose job, but I definitely am tempted to go to, like, a plastic surgeon or someone to make sure that I don't have, like, a deviated septum or something. Because I feel like I can't breathe most days and I don't like it. Anyways, let's see what Leonard Miller has to say after we finish reading chat. Okay, cut out soda. Yep. Only went from... Yeah. Drinking more water always helps. But yeah, I would suggest coffee and tea as something to replace soda with, because that way you constantly have something that, A, you get a little bit of that caffeine in there to help reduce any kind of, whatchamacallit, appetite. Like, caffeine helps as an appetite suppressant, so the more caffeine you have, the less you eat, which then means, you know, less calories in, so it's easier to get calories out as you work out and not really notice the difference. And yeah, just do that for long enough, but, you know, don't push it. Make sure you at least eat, you know, like, I would say there is a 500 calorie deficit that is considered a healthy way to lose. I do extreme loss because that's just how my body works. So I have to cut 1,000 calories. So instead of having, like, well, actually I cut 1,500 because I'm fucking weird, but it's also just easier for me to calculate 1,000 as opposed to 1,500. So it also has to do with a little bit of the fact that I'm stupid, and I also just don't eat much on my own anyways. But I also do it so I can have a calorie deficit that allows me for a larger budget during the weekend in case I want to go out and drink. Because alcohol, huge fucking problem with, you know, weight gain. I don't have an alcohol problem. Trust me. We know this through experience. If anything, my alcohol problem is the fact that I don't have enough of it most days. But That's just because it works as a central nervous system depressant and actually helps deal with a lot of the twitching and pain and stuff that I have from my car accident. And I will every once in a while have myself a whiskey as opposed to letting the doctors put me on fucking opioids for my pain management, because I just generally will just raw dog the pain. It's not fun, but every once in a while when I just need a little bit of a break from it, I'll enjoy a nice whiskey. And yeah, as long as you're replacing soda with like water and then anything like water-based like tea or coffee, you'll be able to get flavor and not have a bored palate. I know that's not like the medical term for it, but like, you know, if you just have bland stuff like water all the time, right, you're just gonna get bored of it. So experiment with teas. You know, there's like, I think according to the Chinese tradition, 6 different types of teas. So, you know, might as well experiment with some of that. Introduce some flavor while, you know, keeping it at basically 0 calorie intake. Always helps. And okay, let's see what Leonard has to say. Hello, Doc. I hope you're as good with cars as you are with houses, because I've got my old wagon out of the garage, and it's dirtier than Dung Beetle's Christmas list. It still turns over fine, but I'm not taking Dolores out for a spin till it's gleaming as she is. Thanks, Leonard. Well, Lenny, let's clean up your car. See, Earl Grey I like, and I recently found out, according to like the traditional like Chinese method of tea classification, it's actually considered a red tea and not a black tea. It's called a black tea because the English saw the oxidized tea leaves, which were pretty much black, and that's how it got its name, right? But according to like the way how it's categorized in the Chinese method of, I think specifically it's Gung Fu tea, is you look at the color of the tea itself. And the color itself is a reddish color. If you've ever, like, looked at Earl Grey in a clear cup, right? So it's considered a red tea. Nothing really important for anyone to know, but I thought you'd find it interesting. Me, personally, I am very interested in tea, and I actually have been trying to pursue sponsorships with tea, because I absolutely despise, like, energy drinks. And that experience of trying the energy drink last stream, yeah, kind of solidified that hatred. So, tea sponsorships, definitely a thing I'm gonna try to make happen. Because, you know, tea is a healthier alternative than all the chemicals inside of energy drinks, and I think anyone, you know, who should be, you know, just kind of watching their shit should probably be, like, drinking tea or coffee if they want to enjoy, like, flavor without having to worry about any kind of chemical intake. Because let's be real, how many people here actually know everything that's in the energy drinks they have? It's like, if you do, and you know every single fucking, you know, effect that it has on the human body, I have one question for you, and that's why the fuck are you here? You should probably be doing more important scientific work than watching my stream if you can name every effect of every single chemical. You should be doing, you know, some chemistry stuff. You know? Actually do some world improvement. But in all seriousness, you know, it's... God damn it, Caboose. Start with the Gaia speech. Now you know everything inside all the energy drinks. What the fuck, man? But yeah, I feel like energy drinks is something that really doesn't need to be pushed towards... Okay, hold on. By Jiminy, that's right, I used to race this beast all over. It's got a grunt like an angry rhino. Heck, I won the 1989 Race of Champions in it. That is a very generic name for a race, but okay. No, I didn't. I watched that on TV. I think Mr. Miller might be going a little senile. Anyways. Like, I feel like it's weird giving, like, energy drinks and, like, gamer sup type stuff. Where it's very chemically based to people who are generally a more sedentary demographic. I just don't feel comfortable with it. I feel like it's an unhealthy habit to perpetuate. And because of that, you know, I feel like tea is a good thing to try and get people hooked on instead. And yes, I do mean hooked on, because tea, just like coffee, has caffeine, and as we know, caffeine is just as addictive as cocaine. Yeah, fun fact if you didn't know that. And I mean, like, good tea also, because good tea, you do not need sugar with. It is sweet enough on its own. Same with coffee. Coffee has enough flavor in it that you do not need sugar with it if it's good coffee. So, you know, normally you want to find, like, freshly roasted stuff. You don't want any of the stuff that you're just going to find at, like, the grocery market that's been, like, on the shelf for 2 months. You want something with, like, a proper, you know, roasted date. Like, I tried the stuff that they had at the supermarket from Blue Bottle today. And it is $2 difference than the fresh stuff that you can find specifically at a Blue Bottle store. Quite frankly, I think I'm going to be spending that extra $2. Because, yeah, the stuff from the store, from the store, like the actual Blue Bottle store, significantly better than the stuff at the market. The stuff at the market probably could use it to strip paint. Like, I have a good machine, I take care of my coffee maker. Didn't matter. That stuff was, honestly, it was Starbucks quality, and Starbucks is known for over-roasting and just generally being shit. I know I probably sound like a pampered little bastard, but I like my stuff. I'm not gonna drink bad coffee if I can, you know, avail myself of better stuff. And yes, unsweetened tea is definitely the way to go. And which boomer juice are you talking about there, Shade? Because I've heard that term used for many a thing. But yeah, I'm just, I guess you could say a little discriminating when it comes with my coffee. Like, tea, I'm learning to be a little bit more discriminating in taste. Because I'm still learning a lot about tea. There's still a lot to learn. But yeah. Like, I am someone who is very discerning about what they put in their body for, you know, obvious reasons of having been a bodybuilder for a while. So, that's a thing. You know, if you care about your body, you want to make sure that you can mitigate as many factors of your health as possible through what you put in it. It always is going to cost a little bit more, but at the end of the day, you are going to be healthier for it. And I feel like people don't really realize, like, if you spend more on your food, right? If you spend more on your drinks, you're going to be spending a lot less in medical stuff down the line because your body's going to be taking better care of itself. So unless you do something stupid, like, you know, decide to go on a ladder without a spotter. Hold on a second, Leonard just sent us something. Hey, Dirt! Excuse me? What'd you fucking call me, Leonard? Anyways, you know, unless you do something stupid, like go up on a ladder to a high place without a spotter, you know, fall the fuck off it onto your back, or, you know, just generally things that you shouldn't be doing, or, you know, other kinds of pre-existing health conditions that can't be mitigated through dietary methods. Generally speaking, the healthier you eat, the healthier you are. And I feel like people don't realize that they can save money on a lot of their medical stuff by just eating better. Either that, or people just, they're willing to sacrifice for convenience and don't realize what they're sacrificing. And Leonard followed up the "Hey Dirt" with, "What? Get lost, would you? Okay, ha ha ha." Leonard is a lonely old man, and I need him to stop texting me while I'm working. Like, goddamn, dude. Bother your grandchildren or something. I am here to clean your car of the oxidized fucking paint. Who lets their car rust like this? Seriously, get a buffing compound. Use a fucking, like, you don't need to have a buffer. You can actually just buff using a cloth. This car actually makes me angry. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. Okay, so the white monster. I have never tried it, and after my experience with the Celsius, I'm probably never going to try it. Just because that energy drink did not make me feel good. Then again, I also drank it on an empty stomach because I'm always on pretty much an empty stomach. So, probably not trying that anytime soon. Energy drinks, probably not revisiting. That chapter is closed as far as it can get. And honestly, I don't know. Like, do you mean it's the worst Adonis through, like, flavor or the most chemicals? Yeah, fun fact, Wiley is a little bit of a health nut. Bet y'all never expected that one. The reason I don't always take care of myself, though, is because I have no regard for my life. Not in, like, a suicidal way or anything, mind you. It's just, I'm just at that point where it's just like, I generally am just trying to get things going with my own life to the point that, like, I don't really think about myself or take care of myself as I should. And honestly, I've been getting away with it, but I fully expect it to bite me in the ass at some point soon. Which is why I need to get back on taking proper care of myself. And that's why I've been stopping with soda as much as I can. And, like, I've noticed, like, at least for my throat issues, I do actually still need to have, like, a Coke every once in a while because of, like, just the syrup in it helps with, like, coating my throat. It helps with my stomach as well. There's just Coca-Cola, but flat, specifically, is actually pretty good for health applications, provided you just don't have it in mass quantities. Like, it can be a useful tool. Just, you know, again, it's moderation that's important with that type of thing. And fair enough. Yeah, if it's got that many chemicals in it, it could be embalming fluid. Then again, I also refer to, like, gin as embalming fluid. So, you know, it depends. What kind of embalming we doing? And, okay. That is a lot of energy drinks there, Caboose. Are there any actual differences to them, or are they all just the same with different packaging, really? Because, like, I can't imagine they're all that different, right? Like, they're probably all somewhat similar to a degree. Oh, there's, like, a noticeable difference. Okay. That I was not expecting. See, like, I kind of enjoyed the taste of the Celsius because it had, like, the guarana flavor, which I like from, like, I'm forgetting the name of the soda, but it's, like, a specifically Brazilian soda. And I used to be able to find it at the mall, and now the Brazilian place in the food court shut down, so they just don't have it anymore. Which is kind of a disappointment, because it was actually a really good place. But, you know, it happens. Stores shut down all the time. Know a couple of businessmen who their whole thing is, when you're making a business, fully expected to go out of business within 50 years. Some of the most solid business advice I had ever received from anyone. It's just basically, expect that you won't survive. Which, frankly, sounds a little pessimistic, but it's understandable. And okay. What's the recommendation you got there, Caboose? Can't guarantee that I will try it just due to my predisposition to not like energy drinks, but I am always willing to check something out, and if it doesn't seem too bad, give it a go. I have never heard of this drink. Okay, creamsicle does sound good as a flavor. Okay, what is up with Dolores? I've had a word with Lenny, and he's certainly not going to be tearing it up down the sewer system. What? We'll be... Okay. They're driving the car in Main Street. They're not going to the sewer system with it. For a second there, I thought Dolores was telling us a little too much about their marital issues. Quite frankly, didn't need to know that, Dolores. Goddamn. Talk about letting people in on sensitive matters. Okay. I will have to check for it at Walmart next time I'm down at one. There's one not too far away from me. I typically don't shop at Walmart because it's just, honestly, the amount of savings that I would get at Walmart is about equal to the amount that I spend in gas to get to Walmart in the first place. So I just tend not to go there. Like, I've done the math on it. I've actually... And, like, you know it's bad when I do math, right? I think we all have understood that when Wiley does math, there's a fucking problem. But yeah, it's a thing. I forgot we have dirt vision. But yeah. And fair. Like, there's nothing wrong with going to Walmart. Like, I think it's a fine place. I actually prefer it to a lot of places. It's just, it's not close enough to me, so it makes no sense. Which is unfortunate, because again, they generally have good deals. It's just, I spend more in gas to get there than I actually would save by shopping there. But, you know, that's how it is sometimes. Like, it's unfortunate, but, you know, it is what it is. Such is life, right? Okay, if we just kind of jiggle it while we go about it. Just go inside there. Maybe inside there, and maybe we have to... Yep, we have to get down. Boom. Easy. I do enjoy this game. I kind of want to break out the actual pressure washer I own to clean, like, around the street. But you don't clean streets just all willy-nilly around here, because people get angry about it. Though, to be fair, around here, if you also want to get a pothole fixed, just spray paint a dick inside of it. You do some kind of obscene artwork, and they will fix that shit fast. You know, it's the pro tip for anyone who wants to get, you know, the roads fixed from city council. Just make sure that you fuck shit up just enough that the prudes on the council board will be like, we need to fix this now. This is offensive and a problem. So yeah, best thing you can do if you want a pothole fixed, get like a can of white spray paint and make sure you make the most visible dick you've ever made in your life. And I have no problem giving that advice because, you know, it's a thing that works. Like, you know, people see it over and over again. There's that great video of the guy who was trying to get a building painted properly after somebody graffitied it. So he went up and spray painted on a brick wall where it was red, the kind of red that he wanted on the wall, right? And like, it had to be the business owner. And the dude just keeps fucking with these guys, and it's the greatest thing. Because it worked. Eventually, he got what he wanted. And there we go. Job complete. And we have to take a break because Twitch is telling us that we have to take a break. But before we do, let's catch up with chat. Also, we should probably complete the job. There we go. Let's watch that lapse. God, that's fucking satisfying. Not standing on the car. There probably was something around like a step stool, but I was too lazy to look for it. Doc, the car looks so fresh. You are a soap star. I cannot wait to see old Bert's face when me and Dolores streak past front in his yard and he sees what a power washing pro can do. You probably shouldn't need a power washer for your car, but okay. Anyways. Let's see. Like, my favorite energy drink is Monster Rehab Lemonade. That sounds like a lot of words all strung together. I do not like that marketing, to be honest. But I can tell that is clearly lemonade. I don't know what rehab has anything to do with it. Do they mean like rehabbing muscles after working out? Is like that the kind of thing? Okay. Yeah, cherry flavors are usually pretty good flavors in my opinion. I am definitely a cherry kind of person. And I will be right back. Let's just go to break so Twitch doesn't get all angry with us. Now, where is that button? There it is. And we're back. Not that I really went anywhere, I just had to, you know, make sure that Twitch wasn't gonna get angry at us and decide when it's shutting, the stream down for ads. But okay, we got this, we got the live screen there. Boom. And you see, I've never actually had a currant, so I don't know what that flavor is like. I know I'm not a fan of raspberry, though. And I think currant and raspberry are similar, right? And thank you very much, Adonis. Yeah, the cherry flavor sounds like it could be good. Again, I like cherry. Cherry's fantastic. Alright. That is concerning there, Caboose. The fact that within the same brand of drink, you can switch from one flavor to another, and it equals health improvement. I'm not sure how to feel about that. Anyways, we're gonna be cleaning the Muckingham Fire Station truck on Main Street. Okay. Denver Drill. FA, we're currently down at Awkward Falls. Awkward name for a place. About to risk life and limb, because someone thinks they saw the mayor's cat. I mean, it was a bot. The mayor's cat licking its paw under the waterfall. It's gotta stop. And I've had a brainwave. Bring the old truck out from the garage, give it a clean, and send the recruits out on that wild goose chase, whilst the rest of us get on with proper jobs. It's hella filthy. But if you could do your thing and make it sparkling, the mayor will never tell the difference. Thanks, pal. What is with everyone in this town? Learn how to clean your own shit. Like, I hand wash my own fucking car every once in a while, and my wrists don't work right. Like, I don't spend money on washing my car, I wash it myself for fuck's sake. I'm pretty sure, you know, you're supposed to be doing that as a fire department. It's like, I know people are always like, oh, but what about, like, the water costs and everything? Like, no, you're saving money by washing it yourself. You also get a better quality clean. And, fun fact, the mechanical stuff in car washes, very likely to fuck up your car, actually. So, 0 out of 10, do not suggest those things. And I have seen the announcement, but I haven't really looked too far into it. I have seen the DLC on this, though, and quite frankly, I need to get myself the Wallace and Gromit DLC at some point, because I absolutely fucking adore Wallace and Gromit. Like, I am actually a huge claymation fan. Like, it was my first and still favorite form of animation. Like, I don't know how to do it myself for recording it, but it was the first form of animation that I understood as, like, its own genre. And yeah, it's a thing. Like, it's kind of been one of my lifelong loves, essentially. I do know a little bit about animation. I did actually used to animate a little bit when I was in high school. Can't say I was a great artist, but I definitely was decent at animating at the very least. Because animating and, you know, drawing, very different skill set, actually. Everyone likes to say they're like the same thing, but they're not. Like, you could definitely suck at drawing and be a good animator. All it really requires is for you to trace for, like, the drawings that other people do if you're working in a team, know how to use the onion skin tool, and then just follow the lines. Oh, hey, somebody put a smiley face there. Let's make that a little bit more defined, shall we? There we go, it's a smiley face. Now we know that a murder has been conducted within a mile of this area. But yeah, my interests are very weird. I guess you could say, you know, typical goth kid. Everything in the world has interested me at some point, but the things that stick are the things that are like off-kilter kind of things. Like taxidermy seems interesting. I don't like insect taxidermy or arachnid. I just, no thanks. But taxidermy for like animals that are like, you know, the more furry kind, like, you know, deer, boar, stuff like that. I find it interesting, like the process and stuff for that. Would I do it? Probably not, because I can't stand the smell of the chemicals for it. But I do find it a very interesting process to watch. Alright, Caboose. We will have to go through the Wallace and Gromit one at some point then. Because just, yes. All of the Wallace and Gromit, please. Yeah, I was definitely the weird kid. Because, I liked the stuff that I liked. And, like, claymation definitely, like, was one of those art forms that was, like, falling out of vogue when I was just getting into elementary school. But I had older siblings. Well, at least one older sibling that was more or less a contemporary. So I kind of got to see all of, like, that last sort of wave of, like, Tim Burton claymation that kind of didn't come back for a long while until it finally did. You know, with, like, Corpse Bride and, like, Frankenweenie and all of that. But for a while, there was actually a break in, like, animation for claymation because it just cost more money. Yeah, like, people don't realize animation is really fucking expensive. It also is just time-consuming as all hell. Like, a minute worth of animation is like a couple of hours worth of work usually. Especially if you're doing something like claymation where it's all like stop motion, and you have to like go and adjust everything on these like very microscopic levels to get it feeling just fluid and right. Because like the bigger the motion, the more jank the animation. Yeah, it's a thing. And that sounds like a good time to me, Caboose. Definitely have to make that happen. It has definitely been a while since there's been a power wash night. Like, I felt like this week it was just not a good week to do Dark Souls, because, like, I'm just exhausted. So I just need something a little bit more chill. I need something to just kind of recharge my battery with and not shout so much. And also, because I'm not shouting as much, I can probably record the rest of my 17-page script without much issue. And that's always a bonus. Because I really do want to finish that script so I can get on to writing another one, because I do actually have someone that is going to be featured for one part of my next script that I'm doing, and I don't want them waiting too long to be able to do it, so still want to strike while the iron's hot with that. But yeah. It'd be nice to also just not have to worry about getting the script done anymore. Because honestly, that's one of those things that makes, like, recording a absolute fucking pain. Is when you pretty much are done with it, or you're nearing completion with just a project, and you realize halfway through the project, you don't really quite feel as passionate as you did at the start. Because it either dragged on too long, or you just weren't much of a fan of it to begin with. And you have other things that you are more excited to work on, but you know you gotta stick with what you're doing, because you're already so far in, right? Like, people tell me all the time, Wiley, it's fine to quit a project, but I'm just not the kind of person that likes to take a time investment like that and just throw it away. It just doesn't sit well with me. So, I am very pleased to say that I am at a point where all I really need to do is just, you know, the line reads, and just slap it together with the footage that I already have, maybe a few cuts here and there, some little bit of editing, and it will be done. And then I'll never have to think about this project again. And that's great, because I also have to do some headshots soon for my IRL stuff, because I got cast as an actor, essentially, for some kind of commercials in some kind of place. I won't be saying where. But they need a headshot so they can, you know, market me to clients. So I'm essentially having to be my own agent and photographer, as well as, you know, my own director to a degree. But I'm excited about it, because if I can just knock things out and make sure that I get a good reputation and I'm a good fit for what I'm doing, I'll be able to make some pretty decent money for some pretty low effort. And honestly, as someone who prefers to spend time on their creative endeavors, that's the fucking dream for a job. You know, a job where I can be lazy so I can put all my effort into the things I actually enjoy outside of work. That is, you know, goals right there. That's what you fucking want. So I'm going to try and make that happen. I don't know what I'll necessarily have to do to make it happen, but I'll see to it. Because for once it seems like I'm getting a shot at doing something where I might be good at it. And I want to prove, you know, not only am I good at it, I'm good for the clients and I'm good for the company. That way I get more work. So, gonna be working my ass off on that. Also got to do a few audition tapes this weekend. It's gonna be a busy time. Luckily, my brother and his dog are not at home this weekend. So, I only have to deal with one other person in the house. And that is good news for me, because that means I can actually focus on getting things done without having to work around other people or their schedules too much. It's a lot easier having to just coordinate around one person than it is around two and a dog. Like, I love the dog, don't get me wrong, but the dog's a barker. He's a hunting breed, and my brother does not understand that with hunting breeds, you have to train them a specific way, or they are just going to bark all the fucking time. But yeah, guess who didn't train the hunting breed the way that they're supposed to train the hunting breed? Yep, that's right, my brother. So, it's noisy around here. A lot noisier than I would like most of the time. But hey, at least this weekend's going to be quiet and easy to manage work. And for me, that's kind of a, you know, kind of a good thing. Because I actually hate having to work around, you know, doing takes in between dog barks. I love the dog, but working around him, one of the worst fucking experiences possible. Also, what's Denver Drill got to say? You know, there's a theory that cat's not really missing. Yeah, it could be an outdoor cat. That the mayor's using it as a distraction device so no one notices all that pipeline stuff. Ah, we have a conspiracy going on. Interesting. Local politics. Normally this does not in any way, shape, or form amuse me. But today we find it incredibly fascinating. Yeah, we're just gonna keep on keeping on doing this. Just kind of back and forth. Aha! There we go. Vile filth, be gone! Okay, now we just got that. I know we have the truck is mostly undone, but hey, if we get the side here pretty well done, that makes it easier for us down the line. Just get inside the wheel well real quick, and then we can address the tire and the wheel itself. Well, somebody's honking in the background. Don't know if y'all can hear it. But yeah, this game has apparently pissed off drivers. So maybe it's not such a small town after all. Maybe it's a city. Maybe it's a large city. Either way, they definitely do not seem to have happy drivers here. Okay, let's see, we just gotta make sure we get in there, get into those cracks. Okay, let's just get under it, because, yeah. We got the wheel. Is that how you spell tire? I don't think that's how you spell tire. Well, that was a lot of lights all at once. Okay, we got the handle cleaned. Yeah, I don't know what's with people in this town. Nobody keeps anything clean. I don't like it. Kind of makes me feel like looking at the dishwasher after my brother puts stuff in it, because he's the kind of person that just hits it with some water, doesn't actually wash stuff before putting it in the washer. And then, you know, you just end up with disgustingly equally dirty dishes. So, like, sometimes I'll check the dishwasher before running it and then have to actually wash, like, a fuck ton of plates and spoons and just all kinds of silverware. Ugh, absolute fucking headache, but it's better than letting the filth just kind of be spread around throughout the entirety of the machine. Because eventually that shit gets inside the filter, and the filter gets disgusting, and I'm just not okay with it. Let that also be a warning to all of you out there. Make sure that you clean your filter on your dishwasher every so often, otherwise it gets gross. So yeah, just a friendly reminder there. Okay, let's see. There's got to be a step stool somewhere, right? Yeah, there we go. Step stool, you are coming with me. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it was such a difficulty getting that to work the way it should, but whatever. Now let's just reach inside of there. Okay, and now we just keep going up, keep handling the thing. Of course, it would have a filthy underside to it. Okay, I do have cleaning liquids and whatnot. There we go. And now we just handle the backside of it. Just really got to power wash that rear. And there we go. Just take that and boom. See? Easy. Just like that. This thing is getting nice and clean. I like how it's just labeled as metal. Like, yes, I can see it's metal, but what does this metal do? Like, does this one serve a primary purpose? Okay, all the small parts there have been figured out. And there we go. Easy. Yeah, I don't know why this game is just one of those things that helps me just kind of recharge. But it really is. It's kind of nice. Like, I wouldn't say it's a comfort game. But it is definitely one of those games I like to play when I'm feeling a little burnt out. There's just something about, like, how zen the art of just getting rid of fucking dirt can be. Like, I don't know, it's one of those things. And see, I have heard of Viscera cleanup detail, but I haven't tried it. When I can afford it, I definitely want to give it a try, because I have thought about actually working as a client, like a crime scene cleanup crew person. Like, that was actually a job I applied for in college, because it actually like kind of sets you up for being able to get internships with like the police, which in college, one of the things I wanted to do was actually become a profiler. But for psychological profiling, you first off have to become, an FBI agent, which means becoming a Fed, and I'm not okay with that. And then it also means I would have to work as a cop for a while. And working as a cop in my city is not a good idea. Especially working as a cop in my city during the time when I was considering it. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, I wanted to do it and then I thought better of it. Which I'm not exactly a fan of putting it that way. But that's a term just everyone uses. So it makes it a little easier to talk about. It's like, at the end of the day, I didn't want to worry anyone about whether or not I was safe because of the job. That's just not worth it. Also, let's see what Calvin Miller has to say. Hey, bud, do you know if the mayor's cat is... You know what? No, I don't. In fact, I ignored most of your texts, so I don't have to, in fact, know anything about it. I'll just say I didn't get it and continue on with my day. But yeah, I don't know. It definitely wasn't a pleasant job to look at, but I don't know. I'm not disturbed by crime scenes or gore or any of that stuff. Like, human viscera does not bother me. So, I honestly was kind of banking on the fact that, like, no one wants that job. And then because it was supposed to be a stepping stone to all of the other stuff, that's when I was just like, you know what, if I don't need it for one, I don't need it for the other, because if I'm not following that path, why get started? Which also is something I kind of fucking hate about college. They tell you all of these things that you need to prepare for, just like elementary school does, and again, it doesn't fucking stick. It's just like, oh yeah, no, nobody actually paid attention, so we're just going to be redoing the other class that you did in a year within 2 weeks, and then we're going to move on to our own curriculum. Like, okay. And there we go. Yeah, this doesn't seem too bad. The ladder is mostly fine. And before anyone says anything, I know mostly fine means I need to clean off the inside rails too. At least I think they're called rails. I'm not sure. But yeah. I forgot there was an auto lock for stuff. Okay, there we go. You know, I feel like if they ever just want to fuck with people with this game, they need to make a level based on LA. Everything will be filthy. But yeah. I think we're just going to finish cleaning this up before we go take a break and switch to Holocure. I have a plan for something I want to make happen for collabs inside of Holocure. And hopefully we can make the collab weapons happen. Oh? What all were you misinformed about there, Goku? And yet, no one does the chalk outline stuff because that actually contaminates crime scenes. Like, I don't know why it's become such a thing that people think like it needs to be done, but no, it's not. They take pictures instead. Otherwise, you're fucking up the crime scene and nobody wants that. Okay, so that moves that in. Okay, now I got it. And now we just run this way and boom. Easy enough. Not the craziest thing the fire department has had me clean. And exactly. I didn't realize that that's when they stopped doing the chalk outlines hex, but that sounds about right. I was going to say, when they had photography, that wasn't a major pain in the ass. That was the leap forward for it, I think. But yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. I mean, we all know I'm a little weird, but still. You know what I mean. Yeah, tape is a workable thing. And fair enough, Hex. I'm pretty sure you're right on that, actually. I'm gonna have to look up when they stopped doing that versus when photography that wasn't a pain in the ass became a thing. Because you might be onto something with that one. But here's what I can tell you. If you're wrong, right, the next time I have to drive somewhere that we need to go, I'm pretty sure that's just going to be the end-all be-all of the directions conversation, is just the Polaroid thing was wrong. And that's just, that's what I'm going to be sticking with for that. I mean, chances are you're right, but still. Sometimes I just gotta make with the funnies. Is it not how this marriage works? There we go. I've cleaned the ladders. Also, I feel like this game, when you think about it, it's kind of a good test for living with people, right? Because the better they clean and the more they like it to, you know, the more they like to clean, the more, you know, things are probably not gonna get dirty, you know, like around the house or anything. I feel like this is one of those good filter type games. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, also, you're breaking out the deer, so I must have said something that needs to be done. Press R. Oh yeah. No worries. I know to do that. I wasn't doing it for that one because I kind of was liking the angle that I was getting. But much appreciated. I had to figure out what R was for controller. Because I actually like to play this game on controller instead of mouse and keyboard. Because it gives me a little break for my wrists, because they have been hurting recently as I've been working on my programming stuff. Like, my wrists are actually, like, in pain so much these days. I don't know what I've done to them. But I'm hoping it's not anything serious, but they do lose blood flow a lot more often than they used to. And it kind of concerns me. Okay, and we just gotta go back and forth there. And we have Ara Smith and Jenny Pebbles. Hey, Doc, we have a lovely little job for you up at the house when you're free. No weird stuff, promise. The amount of time I've heard someone say no weird stuff when I've been working as a delivery boy, not a fan. It's definitely Ulysses. I can see his funny leg. Okay, Calvin Miller. Why would a cat hang out 10 feet from a lava flow, though? I don't know. Maybe it's warm. Like the same reason why cats decide to go up on fucking laptops when you're trying to write something. Do they care about the fact that you're working on something? No. They just see warm laptop and decide, yes, this is mine now. And for anyone who doesn't know what that's like, clearly you have never dealt with a cat while you're working on a college final. Or actually anything important involving paperwork. Because, like, yeah, sometimes it'll happen while you're playing games, but it's so much worse when it happens during something that you need. See, Goku, I have dealt with all kinds of weirdness. One of the definite things that I will say to any place that I work for since the last, like, actually since the first one, anytime they tried to send me to a place that sounded like there was a bachelorette party, I would outright tell them, I'm not fucking bothering with that. Send someone else. Because oftentimes what you end up with bachelorette parties is very drunk women who don't tip and will actively just be annoying as shit. So I just don't deal with them. Last time I had to deliver, like first and last time actually, to a bachelorette party, they pulled me aside, and while they were trying to, yes. The D-pad helps with making things a little more easy on the angling thing, but I actually don't like the way how the free movement on that works. Like, a lot of it actually kind of bothers me. I don't know why. I just don't like the way that it looks when it's moving. I prefer, like, the more, like, angled thing. I don't know, it just works better with my eyes. Maybe it's because I like being able to, like, tell where I need to go and adjust it a little bit better. I don't know. I'll try to use it more, though, if it's helping with, like, motion sickness or anything. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's one of those things that just kind of works better with, like, my brain. I feel like I get more stability to aim with it. Yeah, like, on these things, it feels like I'm just dealing with stuff. And, like, honestly, bachelor parties, whenever I was delivering to them, seemed tame. Whenever I was delivering to bachelorettes, though, it was always just like, here, let me pull you aside, not give you a proper tip, and, oh, here, by the way, instead of a tip, have a penis lollipop. Like, bitch, I need money, not whatever the fuck this is made with. Like, that shit was annoying. What was worse was they then started, like, being like, oh, you're kind of cute. Which one of us do you think would look better naked? It's like, I don't fucking care. I'm here on a job, lady. Like, the worst thing is having just random, drunk, obviously feeling their oats, horny kind of strangers just being like, oh, hey, let me just, you know, make your life uncomfortable. It's like, no thanks. Like, I think the weirdest delivery I had still ended up being when I was delivering to a very recognizable and in, like, the mainstream media kind of visibility, like, porn star. Seeing her without her makeup was one of those things where it was just like, you know, I think your makeup artist has done you dirty a lot. Like, you look better without it. Or, you know, just better in the day-to-day stuff, right? And obviously, you know, they're the most normal person for the delivery I had that night, where it was just they took their pizza and paid promptly, shut the door, and like didn't converse with them, pretended I didn't know who they were. You know, I'm pretty sure they appreciated that because, you know, no one wants to order a pizza just to be like, hey, you're that person from that thing, right? And like, I can only imagine for like women who work in that industry. Hold on a second, need to grab my headset plug. Like, fucking, I feel like for the women in that industry, right, the last thing they want to do is order a pizza and be noticed by the pizza guy and the dude be weird about it, right? Like, they would probably appreciate that you don't know them, or at least you pretend to, so they can have a day where they can pretend to be normal. And like, I have friends who are like big name professional musicians, right? And like, I wasn't friends with them before they were musicians. I met them through doing music. And they always appreciate it the most from people when you just treat them like a normal fucking person. So like, I've always tried to live with that mentality of like, doesn't matter what they do, doesn't matter where they are in society, just treat people like people. You know, even if you've gotten to a certain point in your career, right? Chances are you don't want anyone to like be sucking up to you or kissing your ass just because of your job on like your day off, right? Because like sometimes you just want to be normal. And yeah, maybe the bachelor parties were trying to be more careful, but they just generally seem to understand, you know, just giving tips to people. And yes, I am in fact born and raised in LA. Been here my whole life. I did music semi-professionally until my car accident. And yeah, that's one of those things. It probably also really explains the surfer bro accent, right? Like, I try not to sound too much of like the surfer bro, but it's there. It's always there. I can't get rid of it. On the bright side, unlike a lot of people down here, I don't smoke pot, so I don't get like that, you know, the pot smoker sound to whenever I speak. Because you add that on top of the accent here, it's just not good. And I don't think I know. If that's a band, I don't know them. What I can say, though, is I do know Alice Cooper's drummer. He's a chill dude. Funniest thing is, outside of music stuff, I ran into him, like, a lot at, like, bars. So every so often, I would just see him on, like, a date, right? And it was the worst fucking thing, because, like, I would have to, like, try to discern if the girl he was with was the same girl each time if I went to say hello. Because for some reason, right, this dude would always date girls with, like, bright turquoise hair. Like, they would all be very thin, very, like, goth alternative style, right? And they would all have bright fucking teal turquoise, like, colored hair. It's just like, buddy, stop it. They all look the same. I don't want it to be like the last time when I walked up and called one of them by the wrong name. Luckily, he's a good dude. So, when that happened, he was already broken up with the other girl. But that's always just a weird first impression to make on someone, is just be like, hey, how's it going? Call them by the wrong name, meet them for the first time. Like, I don't like doing that to people. Like, even if it's unintentionally disrespectful, I don't like it. Like, 'cause I don't like disrespecting people by any way, shape, or form. You know, I was raised, you call people by their proper name, you make sure you get their name right, and by all fucking means, and this is something that I have to teach people when I work for them, you spell someone's name fucking correctly on a goddamn email. Because that shit's usually staring you straight in the face. There's no reason to misspell someone's name just because, well, there's alternate spellings to the name. Yeah, but it's in the email line. You had to spell the name correctly to get the email to the right person. Just spell it right twice. Which I know, very nitpicky thing to yell about, but like, my god, it gets me so angry. And fair, I will always try my best to pronounce people's names correctly, but if I have a feeling like I can't pronounce it, my first thing that I will do is just look at them dead in the eye and just be like, how do you say your name? I don't want to fuck it up. And you know, people are usually more okay with that than like if you just try to say their name and get it wrong. Like, I notice people are usually more appreciative when it's just like, I don't get what the fuck your name is. Just tell me what it is. Because they know then at least you actually care. Also, let's see what Calvin Miller has to say. Okay, I'm within a whisker of Ulysses now. Good for him. And fair enough. You definitely have to get the name right on the phone, Goku. So it's a good thing that you made sure to do that. And also, hold up. We're on this outcrop, and Mount Rushless is rumbling more than ever. I've always been a dog man, and now I know why. Okay, cool. Good job, Calvin. And hold up, let me catch up with chat a little bit. I will forever be amused by the woman that had gotten furious over the exact thing. Absolutely went off on someone for getting her name incorrect. And the person comes back with, hey, you spelled it that way on your previous email. Yeah, if you spell your own name wrong, you deserve to have people fuck up your name. That's on you. But like, if somebody knows that you spell your name, or like they've seen you spell your name correctly, right? And they just keep fucking up your name, it could be stupidity, but it could also be outright disrespect. So always, you know, make sure that they get your fucking name right. And fair, like, most people don't really care too much. Like, they'll correct you, and then you just get it right after, you know, a while, right? Like, as long as you make the effort, most people don't get too upset about it. But me, it's not that I'm an asshole, but I have it happen every time people are looking at a thing, like, on Facebook even, right? Where your name is, like, in 3 different places when someone's trying to write you. Right? Like, they're writing on your wall, or they're writing you in Messenger. And it's like Facebook, LinkedIn, all of that kind of stuff, where you clearly can see the person's name in front of you. I have had to deal with someone who could not get my name right, even while it was staring them dead in the fucking face. To the point where I actually had to just go, the next time you spell my name wrong, I'm fucking quitting. Because, like, I feel like you can generally tell how much a place you're working for can respect you. If, you know, if you spell your name correctly and they purposely or just ignorantly get it wrong and don't try to correct it, you know, there's some issues there. But yeah, like, you know, if you get it wrong the first time and you get corrected, you know, it's no big deal. But yeah, I totally get you. I like to get it right on the first try, too. Because, like, I feel like it's just the most basic level of respect is just getting someone's name right. So, like, if you can afford the 5 seconds it takes to figure it the fuck out, you should. Yeah, it's one of those things. And yeah, especially if it's people you spend a lot of time with, right? Like, I still have some friends, right? From, like, high school. And they still fucking misspell my name. then again, they still have no idea, you know, like they've only seen me date women. They've only seen me ever talk about women in a, like, sexually interested capacity. They always have to ask me every time I say I'm, like, seeing someone new. They're like, a girl, right? Like, what the fuck do you mean? It's been almost 2 decades. How is this still a question? Like, I literally got the whole, like, a girl, right, from a friend that has known me for more than 2 decades. And, like, there has never been an ambiguity, like, with anything on that front. And it's just like, how do you not know this by now? Like, buddy, you've known every single, like, person I've dated. And they've all been women. How is this a question for you? Like, it was just, I don't know. It was one of those things where it was just like, come on, man. Like, that was just one of those things that hit me just, like, straight in the brain pan. Like, I don't know how to fucking respond to this. Because, like, it's not disrespectful. But it does definitely kind of come off as kind of a stupid thing to ask. You know? Because, like, yeah, I mean, you can say, yeah, LA, but also at the same time, because it's LA, right? If, you know, I had any other kind of leanings, I'm probably in one of the safest places to say, right? So, I'm pretty sure within, like, more than a decade, like, going on 2 decades, they would have known by now. So it's just, it was one of those things. Like, this was like a few years back, but still. Honestly, yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, if no one has said anything about it, right? And it's very clear that there is a pattern, you are fine to make an assumption of keeping your fucking mouth shut. And, like, I don't say that as, like, you know, a disrespectful keeping your fucking mouth shut kind of thing, but it's like, you know, at the same time, just, there are some things where it's just like, you know when you're about to say something stupid. You know when you're about to put your foot in your mouth. There's just that feeling like, if I have to ask this, maybe I shouldn't be asking this. And I feel like that's one of those questions where it's definitely a, maybe you should know already. Because, like, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, especially with the kind of person that I am, right? Like, I'm very open with people about pretty much everything if they're my friend. Because, like, I give no fucks. Like, I'll talk about whatever the fuck is on my mind. And I feel like that's part of the reason why, like, I'm, you know, a decent person to be friends with, because at least you know where everything stands, right? You don't have to worry about things. You don't have to wonder, oh, hey, did I say something to piss him off? I'll fucking tell you. I'll tell you if you pissed me off. You'll know. You may have to dodge, but you'll know. I'm kidding, by the way. You never have to dodge when having a conversation with me. Unless you really fucking deserve it. Then you might have to. That is a very rare edge case, so no need to worry there. Usually that's just reserved for my older brother. But that's also just because maybe I like punching my older brother. You know, he got away with it so much with punching me when I was a kid. Now it's revenge time. But yeah. Exactly, like, it's the kind of thing where it's like, because I'm open with people, like, it shouldn't be a thing where, like, you have to question stuff with me, because, like, I generally give no fucks about censoring myself. You know, I'm a you get what you see and you see what you get kind of person. And that's just how I like to live my life, because it's simple. I don't like being like, oh, I can't tell someone something because it might hurt their feelings. Fuck your feelings. If it's gonna hurt your feelings, it's gonna hurt your feelings worse when you find out way down the line because no one else told you. So, like, it's better to rip the Band-Aid off for a friend than just, you know, be like, oh yeah, no, we're just gonna let them know, like, oh, hey, buddy, yeah, I think you can totally make your living off of something that you're not good at. Like, if your friend is trying to do something and they're not great at it, tell them where they suck. Tell them where they can improve. Because if you can't tell them, hey man, you kind of suck at this, you know, you can then get them, like, proper advice or introduce them to people who would know how to make them better at what they're trying to do. And if you can do that, you're saving them a lot of time, you're saving them a lot of frustration, and you're saving them a lot of effort. And I think that's kind of the place of a friend, you know? Like, a lot of people, they feel like, oh no, it's gonna cause confrontation if I don't say something. Like, the only thing I think people ever really should, like, not talk to their friends about is places where they clearly don't fucking belong. You know, like, if someone, for instance, like, I had a friend who they felt like it was their duty, no matter what, to always try and get involved in their friends' relationships. And it's like, that's the kind of thing you stay the fuck out of. Because there's a lot going on there, a lot at play, and you can't claim to know everything when you're on the outside of it. So that's the one place where I am firmly a you stay the fuck out of it kind of person. But everything else is pretty much free game. Like, you know, like, and when I say relationships, I mean, like, at least my estimation of relationships, I mean interpersonal relationships. You don't tell someone like, hey, I think this person's a bad friend for you, or, hey, I think you're dating the wrong person, or, hey, your family's really just weird to you. Do you know that? It's like, you just don't get involved there. It's best not to. Because, like, I know people who like to get in on that type of stuff, and that's just the action you don't want to be in on. But also, hold on, I need to hit the snooze button. Boom. There we go. We now have 5 more minutes. And exactly. Like, whether you do something or not, that is also a really good measure of what a friend is, you know? Like, if a friend isn't honest with you, but they say they're an honest person, right? That's when you know they're a fucking liar. Like, one of my biggest issues, and I fucking hate the term red flag, I absolutely fucking despise that shit. Because, like, the term is just, it's overused to death at this point. But if I have to use it, I'll use it. For me, a big red flag in people is like, I knew someone in college, and he was always like, hey man, I'm just incredibly blunt about things. It's like, no the fuck you're not, dude. You're not blunt. You're just an asshole. Stop trying to cover it up with honesty. There's a difference between being honest and being an asshole. You can be honest without being hurtful to people. And fair. You know, if you don't know about something and someone's trying to tell you something, right? You can listen. It doesn't mean that they're always gonna be right. But you know, sometimes easier just to sit down and listen, right? Exactly. Like, the only reason I say I have no filter is because that's actually a thing that I have because of my ADHD. I just don't stop myself because I don't know how. If it's in my mind, it usually comes out of my mouth. And like, people don't understand, you know, if you actually have no filter, it is not a good life. It creates a lot of fucking problems. Like, I have tanked so many things for myself just because I have an issue of not being able to shut the fuck up when I need to shut the fuck up. And like, when people are like, oh yeah, I have no filter and I'm a good person because I don't filter myself. Like, no, you're not. You're probably just a cunt. Fuck you. Like, I don't abide that shit. Like, there's a difference between being an honest person and being someone who just basically auto-fillates in public over trying to be seen a certain way by people. And it's always the people who are like, I'm the most honest person you'll ever know. Like, no, buddy, you're not. You're just auto-fillating yourself. Stop blowing yourself in public. It's indecent. Nobody wants to see that shit. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm an asshole. But you know what? I'm okay with being an asshole because at least I know where I am. But, you know, when I'm an asshole, it's usually unintentional. It's usually because of the fact that, you know, the ADHD stuff makes me just not compute. Because I don't like hurting people. It's not my, you know, it's not my deal. Also, I'd like to point out the police cannot spell. Police rules with a Z. The police may rule, but they clearly can't spell. So we're just gonna get rid of that first. There we go. Now we don't have to look at that atrocious bullshit. Okay, we need to clean the emergency lights. And the fog lights. Which ones are the fog lights? Are these the fucking fog lights? Okay, yeah, that's a fog light. So that means I need to get on this side, and that apparently doesn't... Where the fuck is the dirt on you? Anyways, let me hit snooze again and catch up with chat. I know where we left off was where Hex was saying that no filter usually equals asshole or bitch, so that is where I'm scrolling up to right now. And fair enough, Goku. It is also hard to know where to, like, draw a line when talking to people sometimes, if you're just acting normally as you would with people normally in your life. Because, you know, sometimes there is that issue of just, like, you don't know what's okay because, you know, different norms. What's normal for you around people might be different than what's normal for, you know, those people. And that's where it kind of can create a disconnect. And, okay, hold up. I tend to keep an open mind, but voice my opinion and not hold back. However, I'll say how it is. I hate holding my tongue. Yeah, see, there's a difference between just telling it as it is and, you know, being cruel about it. You can be honest and you can be blunt without being an asshole, right? But when someone's just like, you know, they'll say it instead of waiting for the right time to say it necessarily. Like, you can tell someone, like, you know, if someone did something particularly fucking stupid, right? And you know they're feeling bad about it. Maybe, just maybe, what you can do for them is wait until things have calmed down. Wait until that anxiety has kind of stopped, you know? And then you can say what needs to be said. And fair enough. I mean, you know, being the bitch isn't always a bad thing. You know, being the asshole isn't always the wrong thing, right? Like, normally people will say that I seem like an asshole because if someone does something incredibly fucking stupid, I'll just be like, hey man, that was incredibly fucking stupid. What the fuck were you thinking? And you know, sometimes people just need someone to be able to say that shit. You know, there's a fine line in between the two. And we are done with the job, so we will catch up with chat and then we will hit the break. Well, where's all my... They don't show the other side when you clean it? Rude. God damn, though, that does look nice. But okay, let me catch up. Exactly, I only escalate it if they escalate. Hostility is the last resort. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, always try to keep things calm. Try to de-escalate as much as you can, if you can. Yeah, okay, and let's see, Hex. Example, when I was working with a bunch of people-pleaser type girls at work that were too afraid to tell a customer that it's time to stop or it's time to fucking leave. Yeah, sometimes you just have to be the person to be like, hey, it's time to get the fuck out of my store. I don't care if you're done eating. Take your food, get the fuck out. You need me to pack it up for you? I'll pack it up for you. Just fucking leave. We need to close. Like, I worked at a costume store before, and somebody tried to get in at, like, the last moment. Like, it was literally 30 seconds before closing. And one of the girls almost let the guy in, and I walked up to the door, just kind of put my shoulder on the guy, put my hand on the guy's shoulder, looked at him dead in the eye, and just went, buddy, it's 30 minutes. You're not going to be able to buy anything before we close the register. Come back tomorrow. And he starts getting mad at me, so I just kind of gently, you know, just start walking forward, so I'm pushing him without having to violently push him, right? Get him outside the door, grab the door with the other hand, and just slam it in his face, and just go, we're fucking closed, go home. Dude starts yelling at the door. I just tell the people, fuck it, we'll clean the back first. Then we'll head on to the front, handle everything up here. Guy will be gone by then. If not, I'll find something we can use from the back, like a broom handle or something if we need to. Luckily, it didn't get to that point. But yeah, you know, sometimes it's good to just be the person who, you know, sometimes you need the asshole. Sometimes you need the bitch. Sometimes it's just, you know, required for things in life. And on that note, we are going to go to our second ad break of the evening because Twitch is yelling at us, and we have 13 seconds to hit it. So I will be right back. And we're back. But yeah, let's finish the respect conversation first before we get into the next game. Also, what is with my eyes? Why is my head tilted wrong? Why is everything... I am angry with my webcam. It hates me. Anyways. Let's see, I need to also try to update the YouTube stream. I don't know how to do that. There's no game categories, is there? Oh, wait, there is. Edit. There we go. Why is there two different instances of Holocure? I don't know this. This is confusing. Oh well. Wait, why did it not change? No, wait, it did. Okay. I'm just dumb. Which, honestly, probably not surprising to anyone. Just for the last hour, well, last half hour, I want to play Holocure. I've been kind of on a Holocure kick lately and want to share it with people who might not know what it is. But yeah. Oh yeah, let me get back to the thing. But yeah, with respect, I feel like there's two kinds, right? There's basic respect, which is the mutual kind. Which is, you know, you don't, like, fucking piss on a person's shoe first time meeting them. You know, you do that if they're an asshole after the third time. Fuck them at that point. Extreme example, I know. But still, you know, it's like there's basic respect, which is mutual respect, and then there's respect that's earned through competency and deeds. And, you know, that's the respect that's earned. That's the kind of respect that you can't just get doled out, because it's the respect that you get from a person who knows who the fuck you are. And that respect goes way further than mutual respect. And nice. Pizza always sounds good. What kind of pizza did you get? And yeah, first impressions can be a factor. That actually is, in my opinion, and by my estimation, where a lot of that sort of like thing is built. Words failing me right now. Like the first impression is kind of where it makes it or breaks it of whether you have that mutual like respect for each other. Because sometimes someone can just be such a raging asshole that you just don't care. You don't have mutual respect for each other because they've crossed the line from day one. And that is a very different situation than what a lot of people are used to. And that's fine. Also, we're muting the music here real quick, because we have music in this game. And fair enough. Welcome back to the salt mines. Hope your day's going well, Reina. And Domino's is actually pretty good. The one near my house has improved. I stopped eating there for like, I want to say 7 years, because they always were fucking up my orders. So I changed to like a bunch of different places, and then we got a Marco's within the area in a drivable fashion. So I was like, you know what? We're going to Marco's more. So that kind of has been a thing, but then Marco's got too expensive, so we're back to Domino's. But yeah, Domino's has been stepping up their game lately, I've noticed. And alright, I have never had a stuffed crust Philly cheesesteak pizza, but that sounds fantastic. And fair enough, Goku. I feel like respect is one of those things where it's like, it's kind of an aqueous term. So like, people don't really necessarily know what it is when they're talking respect sometimes. Because it can be a confusing subject. Okay, I need to change the game input. There we go. And we've got it. It's a very cutesy looking game. For those of you who don't know what a Vampire Survivors game is like, this is basically a Vampire Survivors clone. And see, I've never had stuffed crust. It's not been something that appeals to me. I'm more of a sauce person than a cheese person. I know it's heresy, but it's just kind of what I enjoy. Yeah, we just kind of, we run around and we survive. So, I am playing as my favorite of the HololiveEnglish girls, Calliope Mori. So yeah, that's kind of what you do. You get a bunch of items, you go through and get things. I always like to go with the skills first, instead of going with like the outfit stuff. So we're getting Workaholic, because that's going to increase our speed. And we've started off with, I believe, our death perks, so that's actually pretty good, because we can cause chain explosions. Damn. Divorce over stuffed crust? It's not that I hate it, it's just I've never tried it. It's just been one of those things where it's like, you know, if you don't have much of a natural leaning towards it, so you just don't try it, because it's cheaper not to. That's kind of where I am. But, you know, if it's something worth trying, I can always give it a try. Nothing wrong with that. So, I don't think it's so much a divorce-worthy thing. Okay, we're grabbing a glow stick, because I still have yet to make the collab with the glow stick. No, wait, I did make the collab with the glow stick, which is the one I need. I need spider cooking. See, the thing is that cheese for me is just not good for my stomach. So I think you can definitely excuse me on that. Because, like, my stomach does try to kill me pretty often. So trying to avoid pain is pretty high on my list of to-do. So I think that can be forgivable, right? Okay, we're... Oh no, what the fuck? I skipped. I hate that. I hate that this controller is so sensitive that if I just smack it a little, it will skip my level up. That is unfortunate. I wanted to grab one of those items. Okay, we'll just grab Workaholic. Wait, hold up. What? Someone you know spent their entire fucking paycheck on a Genshin character. Why? This is the point where you get them help for a gacha addiction. That is not good. Okay, we're using our ult. And how's it going, Fox? How you doing? And fair enough. I mean, milk is what cheese is derived from, so usually if you're allergic to milk, you're gonna have a bad time with cheese. Yeah, with, for me, the cheese issue is pretty bad because, like, irritable bowel syndrome and cheese do not like each other very much. Okay, we're grabbing the plug type Osakoko, because the inhale type Osakoko is absolutely fucking goated. Okay, time to use my health. This is where it starts to get a little iffy. Workaholic at level 3, definitely something to get. And, okay. Yeah, if somebody spends their entire paycheck, and god damn it, I hit the wrong button again! If they spend their entire paycheck on a Genshin character and they're married, they probably shouldn't be married. They should learn how to be an adult first. Because that is not good financial, senses. And, if you're married to someone, your debt is also their debt. And I don't think you can, responsibly say, hey, I care about this person, and also put them in worse fucking debt. Maybe I'm a dick for thinking that way. I don't know. I mean, it's fair not to, want to be an adult, but when you have to be an adult, just if you can do it, that's the preferable thing. You don't have to be an adult all the time. You just, have to not spend all your money on a Genshin character. Like, honestly, I feel like if the dude got, ended up getting divorced because of it, like, the wife just said, that's too much, I can't handle this, because I can't handle being in debt over a fucking Genshin character. Understandable. Exactly. Growing old is the mandatory part. Growing up is the optional bit. That being said, there are points in life where you do have to act a little grown up, so best to just take it. There we go. That's what we need. Ian's curse. But yeah. Like, I am not meaning to ignore. It's true, I can't say no to a jury figure, but I do budget. I budget around them. It's also why I don't have the jury motorcycle, because I know I can't afford it in the budget. I wasn't ignoring, I'm in a section of this level where they like to put in a lot of enemies all at once, and it's kind of hard to keep up. Don't worry, I always get back to everybody. Okay, we gotta pop the thing. There we go. Okay, ow. Sorry for making you wait, Fox. But yes, I try to catch as much as I can out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, I know I won't get the motorcycle. I want it, though. It is a very pretty motorcycle. You saw it. It's good. But yeah, I can't justify buying a motorcycle, so I won't. But that doesn't mean it's not a tempting offer. Like, I have never seen a motorcycle that comes stock that I've ever wanted. Like, I'm very much into, customs. But seeing one that is just, stock as is, and I'm just like, I like the aesthetic of this. This one's actually not bad. Then, yeah. That's a thing. That is where I consider it impressive. But yeah, you gotta be practical before you can be frivolous. And as long as you aren't irresponsibly spending on everyone, Reina, and you can, you can afford everything that you're doing that you need to afford first, that's the important part. Genuinely, never spend money on me if you can't afford it. I know you're smart enough to know that. But, that's the thing. I know with people who want to support friends, they're never going to take this, stop doing this as an answer. So I'm not gonna disrespect someone on, wanting to support and, be generous with their friends. But just make sure that it's always within the budget. That's the only thing I ask. And we want Super Chatto time. That way we can get all the coins without having to worry. Okay, we want to hit these ones. I'm pretty sure those are... fuck, I'm forgetting her name. Fuck. What? The zombie one? What's her name again? I watch her. This is embarrassing that I'm forgetting it. Adonis, I need your help. She's from the Indonesian chapter. And fair enough. If you can justify frivolous purchases, yes, there we go, Ollie. Thank you very much. It was on the tip of my tongue, I just could not get it out. I hate when that happens. It's maddening as all fuck. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are the representation for Ollies. And they are the ones that constantly kill me in this level. The Ollie fan base, very relentless. They will fuck your day up on this level. And they are coming out in force. Okay, there we go. I think we want... Yeah, because it has the plus 15 damage. There we go, and we get the level 4 upgrade also. Let's see if we can survive this. Yeah, there we go. Thank you for getting that, Adonis. And let me see. I justified a $90 impulse tool. Fair enough. I mean, as long as you can get your money's worth out of it, then yeah, it is justifiable. But you know, if it's like something where it's like for me, right? Like getting the, yes, I need the bombs. Getting the jury figure just because, you know, I want the jury figure. You know, that's irresponsible of me, so I shouldn't do it. So I won't. But I will definitely put it on, like, my list of things to collect when I can. Like, I definitely have a list of figures to afford. And, like, ones to be on the lookout for eventually, like, for when I can afford them. Because, like, there's definitely a figure I know I'm never going to be able to afford at my current, you know, level of income. Because it's, like, $1,200. So, like, definitely not something I can justify and feel good about spending on. Like, I felt bad spending on, like, my laptop when I needed a good laptop to be able to run things for college. I had to, like, drop, like, fucking $3,000 for the type of processing power I needed. Because, like, I needed to be able to run certain programs for my psych program, and you just can't, you know, can't run that on any computer. So, like, it was a lot to spend, but it was justified, but it did hurt. Like, I knew I was spending in the right place, I knew I was spending on the right thing, still didn't like it. Okay, let's see. Each empty weapon slot, that's right, we are swapping that out. And then we are strengthening that. Okay, I just need... There we go, there's a burger. Okay, let's see, which one do we want? We want Scythe Swing. Attack size by 15, no, we want to increase strength. Yeah, these are always a little rough. Oh, hey, there's a Yago, but going after Yago here might actually kill me, so I'm not gonna. Unless he comes to me. Get back here, Yago! Okay, now we are slightly in danger. But yeah, as long as you work enough that you can, you know, justify whatever you do and, you know, spend as you wish. Because I'm always a person who's like, you know, I will never tell someone how to spend their money, but I will tell someone, you know, not to spend their money irresponsibly. That's the only thing I will ever say about other people's money. Because, like, it's not my fucking place. But, like, I also know a lot of people, like IRL, that they do need someone to just be like, hey, bud, that might not be the best thing for you to do. Okay, reduce... Yes, we really do need this. And this one is kind of okay, but I don't like it so much, so we're going to strengthen so we can get more haste. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Oh, God. Okay, we've got a boss. And it likes to rush! So yeah, we are... Actually, no, we're gonna level up that. Oh, great, it has projectiles, and there's all of these fuckers. Okay. Now we're at a tough point. Researchers. Now we heal, and we take the 1% gain each time. Oh, no, 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 no. We are in trouble. And we're dead. Yeah, there was no escaping that. Anyways. Okay, I did not know that those were the Melee friends. That one is actually one of the Hololive girls I'm not familiar with. Yeah, there are quite a few. They started us off with the Rapper perk. It's like the weakest of the perks. Make your enemies easier to damage. Meh. I prefer the speed buff, to be honest. Okay, we're going for plug type Osakoko. Because, I mean, if we're going for a weapon, we're going for the one that's the Kiryu Koko reference. Let's be real. Okay, that would explain why I'm not so familiar. I do not watch a lot of clips from the Indonesian branch, but the ones that I do watch are usually Ollie, because she usually interacts a lot with Callie. Okay, yeah, we want death. Give me death or give me experience. Preferably give me both. Okay, yes, we will take that. No, I ate the burger. I didn't mean to eat the burger. I was full health. Fuck. We'll take the glow stick. Oh, yeah. Just the fact that, like, Ollie is so unhinged, but there's, like, no problems that she has, just makes her an absolute fucking gem. Damn it. I heal, and then I take the damage. Good job, Wily. Probably shouldn't have right there, but whatever. Yeah, this level I've been stuck on for a few days. See, I have not played Idle Showdown, but it's because it just doesn't work well on my computer. Like, a lot of fighting games where they need, like, classic inputs, and they have an internet connection, they just don't work well. Because, like, I end up with too much lag, and the lag input just kills the game for me. Okay, let's see. Glow stick. Workaholic. Let's go with Workaholic. We need some of that buff. See, my tactic in this is try to always, like, corral them in a circle. But the problem is when they can sneak up behind you. Because then you're just kind of fucked. But yeah, it's a thing. Okay, there we go. We'll just run through there. We'll take the bomb. And now we pop death. We'll take Workaholic. And now we'll do this. Okay, what do we get? Nightly Milk. Yeah, that's actually not bad. Okay, Ian's Curse. We will use the Moai to strengthen. And we have the fan that's healing everything, but they're marked, so we can just kill everything else to damage it. Just like that. See, I like the effect of it sometimes, but, like, when I can choose, like, proper damage, right? I will always take proper damage over dealing with the other one. Okay, yes, we want more Nightly Milk, because honestly, that's going to be the thing that's going to carry us through this quick problem. Like that. It's the same thing why I always try to just, like, go through and get myself the, there we go. Get myself the damage buffs first. Because if you can kill things faster, that's actually, you know, like this, right? You get more experience per experience picked up. And that means you can level things faster, so it's actually not that bad. Okay, awesome. I can run away from it and do damage. I love when it targets the boss. But we've got this healing asshole. I hate enemies that heal. They shouldn't do that. There we go. Ooh. Okay, now we're gonna get Ian's Curse. Workaholic 3. There we go. I did not know they had a coyote character. I feel like by my name, I'm now obligated to support them. But yeah. This level is particularly dangerous, in my opinion. They put you in such a disadvantage, and these barrels! I don't know why, but those barrels always fuck with me. Okay, there we go. We're not gonna use the special on cooldown, because I think we're getting another large fan soon. Okay. I did not know about that one. That is a group I learned about today. Oh, takes so much focus just to be able to do this right. Also, these are the collabs I've gotten so far. I have the ability to get the Breathe in Osakoko, then I can go for Meteor at some point, but I have Light Beam that I also need to work at. But right now, we're gonna get Study Glasses. Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge here. Like, this level works precisely on the problems that I have with my eyes. Like, when things get too busy, I cannot see worth a goddamn. Which is exactly what's going on here. Okay, we got EN. Now we can, actually we'll level full meal because that gives us, a little bit better health regen for every burger. Okay, we got study glasses. I feel like that can justify our spending on the, full meal. Now we just need burgers, and we also need, our delivery service. Our Uber sheep. And there we go. Oh, what was the dun-dun-dun? What happened? What's going on, Reina? Okay, we got death. We've got level 3 death. That is good. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. So many things on the screen. So much to fear. Oh, that's a life leech. I want it. Oh, and thank you for the ducks. Much appreciated, Caboose. They're not letting me near the things. What do I want? Yes. Upgrade curse. Upgrade scythe. There we go. Got it. Now I can kind of health tank. And that's what we want. And I am getting a text message that I can't answer. I'm pretty sure it's a family member. They are just going to have to wait because I can tell, at least from what I can see out the corner of my eye, that it's not urgent.
Tell me, for
Oh, no.
whom do you fight?
Caboose, why?
How very glib. And do you believe in Eorzea? Eorzea's unity is forged on
And
falsehoods.
I
Its
don't know what that is,
city-states
Adonis.
are built on deceit. And
I will
its
admit
faith
I am
is
not
an
always
instrument
the most
of
up to speed on
deception.
things.
It is not but a cobweb of
Okay.
lies. To believe in
Got this.
Eorzea
There's a lot
is to
going
believe
on.
in
There's a lot to
nothing.
fear.
In Eorzea, the beast tribes often summon gods to fight in their stead. Though your
we're
comrades
dead.
only rarely respond in kind.
Well, that's fine.
Which is strange, is it not?
Ugh.
Are the 12
Oh, no.
otherwise engaged?
You're right. It wasn't you,
I was
Caboose.
given to
It was Hex.
understand
How
they
could
were
you do
your
this to me?
protectors. If you truly
But we
believe them
are
your
at
guardians,
almost the end of.
why do
Never
you
mind.
not
I will play
repeat
one
the
more
trick
round.
that served you so well at
I was trying to
Cottonmouth
hit exit.
and claw them down. They will
I guess we're
answer,
here for the
so
duration of
long
the
as you
speech.
lavish them with crystals
You have
and
bought
gorge
stream
them on
time.
ether. Your gods are no different from those of the beasts. Icons,
Hex just decided,
everyone,
no, Wiley, you're staying on
except
stream
but
longer.
this, and you will see how Eorzea's faith is bleeding the land dry.
I have to say,
No,
I feel
is this
like,
unknown to your masters,
definitely
which prompts the question:
being kept
why
here.
do they cling to these false deities?
So,
what drives even men of
you might
learning,
end
even
up
the
having to
great
wait on
Louis
getting those
Sloth,
shoes
to
for
grovel
Final Fantasy.
at their feet?
I can only
The
fulfill
answer,
the stuff
your masters
from
lack
the agreements in the
strength to
marriage
do
if I'm
otherwise.
actually
For
capable
the
of being there.
word of man
So you're
to
gonna have to
mean
wait for me to find that
man
die a
must
little
own the
a
world.
little later.
To this end, he hath
Okay, we
fought
got the elite
ever
lava.
to raise himself
good.
through conflict, to grow rich through conquest. And when the dust of battle settles, it is ever the strong who dictate the
Okay,
fate
we got
of
the
the weak.
workaholic.
Knowing this,
Level
but
3,
a single
alright.
path is
Ah.
open to the impotent
What are these
ruler,
things with the spam?
that of false worship, a path which
Why do
leads
they
to
look like Mochi wearing
innovation
spam
and
hats?
death. Only a man of power can rightly steer the course of civilization, and in this one of creeping mendacity, that only truth will
Okay,
prove
I am going to
its
try
salvation.
and hold on
Come,
to the
champion of
special.
Eorzea, face me. Your defeat shall swerve as proof of my
There we go.
readiness to rule. It is only
we just
right
gotta thread the
that
needle.
I should take your realm.
Just like that.
One none among you has the power to stop me.
Okay, we're trying a new version. We are attempting to level up the scythe before we level up anything for our collabs. So maybe, just maybe, getting that main source of damage up is probably a good idea. Especially when you can do it this way. Okay, we do that. We get the bomb. Because it's an enchanted one. And now what do we level? Let's find out. Gorilla Paw. I don't want it. Okay, death is good. Ian's Curse. I know there's one called Eldritch Horror if you mix together Spider Cooking with Ian's Curse, and I am trying to make that happen. Oh, give me the Moai statue. Yes. We want the Otsukoko because that's our distance. That is our range weapon. We want that to be leveled as much as we can. Okay. That is Risu's fan base. Got it. Can't say I've seen too much of Risu either. Like, the problem with Hololive for me is that there's just so many for me to actually keep track of. And I'm not very good at that. Okay, we'll get the axe. Now we have both near and far. And we can hopefully fuck up the healer. Okay, we're going to take that. We're going to also grab death. There we go. Hit them with the explosions, and we're good. Gonna get that burger. Oh no. Now we have a buffer. Just killed the healer, now we have to fight the buff. God damn it. But it's okay because they're gone. We've already dealt with it. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. But that would make sense why the squirrel's here now. I feel like we're dealing with a lot of the Indonesian girls here. Uber Sheep, yes. I haven't seen that one in a while. Right? So shocking. Whoa. Having to pause there to not
Tell
get
me,
hit.
for
Oh no.
whom do you fight?
Why? Why, Fox?
How very glib. And do you believe in Eorzea?
Okay.
Eorzea's unity
We're gonna
is
be doing the
forged
things.
on falsehoods. Its city-states of
Yes, we
will
want the wrapper
undeceit.
now.
And
So we have
its
enough
fate
damage
is an instrument
in close
of
range that it makes
deception.
sense.
It is
Pop
not
death.
but a cobweb
Boom.
of lies. To believe in Eorzea is to believe in nothing. In Eorzea,
There we go.
the beast tribes
Get
often
that,
summon
we'll
gods to
level
fight
the bucket.
in their stead, though your comrades only rarely
Okay.
respond in kind, which is strange. Is
We've
it
got a
not?
level to
Other
curse.
12 otherwise engaged. I was given to understand
My God.
they were your protectors.
Uugaius is just
If
taking
you
over.
truly believe them your guardians, why do you
God
not
damn.
repeat the trick
Y'all
that
just don't want
served
me to
you
stop
so
tonight,
well
huh?
at Katsuno and claw them
You just
down?
want all that
They will
Uugaius.
answer, so long as you lavish them with crystals and gorge them on ether. Your gods are
Okay.
no different
Let's
from
do the thing.
those
Oh,
of the
okay, we got the
Icons,
paint palette.
Everyone.
Get out of my way. Get out of my way. I
Except
want that paint
this,
palette now.
and you will
It's the
see
only
how
sticker I've had
Eorzea's
dropped so
fate
far.
Is bleeding the land dry. No, is this unknown to your masters?
Well, it's the only good sticker I've had dropped so far.
Why do they cling to these false deities? What drives
Honestly, I forgot
even
about the
men of
statue.
learning, even the great Louis Swa, to grovel at their feet? The answer.
Now I
your
just need to get a
masters
bunch of
lack the
nightly
strength
milk
to
so
do
I can,
otherwise. For the word
easily
of
grab
man
stuff.
to mean anything, man must own the world. To this
God,
end,
this is so much
he
more
has
comfy with,
fought ever
constant
to
source of
raise
burgers.
himself through conflict, to grow rich
Uber Sheep
through
is
conquest.
clutch.
And
Gotta
when the
say,
dust of
it
battle
is nice.
settles, it is ever the strong who dictate the fate of the weak. Knowing this, but a single path.
Yes,
is
we've got the
open
trumpet.
To the impotent wooer.
Behold,
that
the power
false
of
worship,
Doot!
a path which leads to innovation and death.
It does
Only
nothing
a
but
man of
doot.
Power can rightly steer the course of civilization. And in this one of creeping mendacity, that only truth
Okay,
will
yes, we
prove
can,
its salvation.
Swap that.
Come, champion of Eorzea, face me. Your defeat shall
And we will
swerve
get the
as
knockback.
proof of my readiness to rule. It is only right that I should take your realm, for none among you has the power to stop me.
Okay, there we go. That's the health we needed. Also, 8 more in the... Goddamn. Okay, we are... Oh, oh. Come on. Don't die here. We've done better than this. But maybe we should go this way instead. Yes, yes, gimme! Now, Wily, why did you go for the study glasses upgrade instead of going for more damage? Well, because I actually have an intention of leveling faster as long as I can live. So long as I can keep myself away from the burgers when I don't need them, we'll be fine. There we go. Okay. That one that's freezing me, that is a problem. I don't like the slowing. Okay, we want that. It's gonna be a risk. Come on, give me breastplate. I want the breastplate, damn it. Okay, super study, that's all right. And we're dead. All right. I think that's it for tonight. We're gonna be calling it here. I do need to build up more coins so I can upgrade my stats in the shop. Like, oh, we can actually afford this, so bonk. Okay, and now that we've done that, let's head on out. For the YouTube side of things, we are going to be closing things out tonight, so thank you everybody who showed up on YouTube. And we are going to end that. Turn on the music again.